This is Robert Kraft, and I'm coming to you live on SNNLive, and we're at the 8th Annual Precious Metal Summit in Beaver Creek, Colorado. With me right now is Thomas Ullrich from Aston Bay. It's a publicly traded company. I got two symbols for you, BAY on the TSX Venture and ATBHF in the US. Thomas, welcome to SNNLive.
Thanks for having us.
It's great to have you on. So, for our audience, let's start off with an overview of the company, and we'll go from there.
Well, we're an early stage exploration play, discovery play, looking for copper and zinc in North America. We have projects in Nunavut, in the far north of Canada, and a new thing for us, we're very excited about some projects that we're just picking up in Virginia.
So before I get into the specifics of some of the projects you're working on, let's get a history of the company. When did it start, and how did you develop to where you're currently at today?
Well, the company's been going for about 6 or 7 years right now. It was originally formed to work on the Aston Bay Property in Nunavut. We were a single asset company. That is a copper and zinc play. We're looking for Congo-style copper up there, if you're familiar with the big copper deposits that have been found in the Congo, and Polaris-style zinc. Polaris was a large lead-zinc mine run by Cominco in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, right in that neighborhood. And that was really the basis of this company. It was formed to develop or to explore for essentially what really was hidden on our claims up there in Nunavut.
So let's talk about some of these projects you have going on in Nunavut and also now in Virginia. So let's start with Nunavut and then go to Virginia.
Yeah, well, in Nunavut, we have a very large claim package. It's over 1 million acres in size. We essentially have staked an entire belt. We're located just about 200 kilometers south of the former Polaris mine, on the same mineralized structure, same age of mineralization. We think it's a regional play up there. We have fantastic copper and zinc showings, and actually a deposit sticking out of the ground there. On the zinc side, we have what we call our seal deposit. It's not huge. It's about 1 million tons, but it's over 10% zinc and plus about 1.5 ounces of silver sticking out of the ground, dipping steeply. Just an indication of what we think might be hidden at depth. And on the copper side, we have a significant amount of copper at the surface, chalcocite mineralization. Chalcocite is 80% copper ore. Some of the intercepts in the historic drilling by Cominco up there are essentially tens of meters of multiple percent copper. A good example, like 110 meters of 2.5% copper. Some very high-grade mineralization at the surface and in the near surface, and proven up by the drilling. But still, all of this, both on the zinc and the copper side, we think is just an indication of what we think is really hidden, potentially hidden at depth, and that's what we're exploring for.
And now what about in Virginia?
In Virginia, the Virginia play is a brand new play for us. We're very excited about this. Essentially, we're in the process right now of purchasing Don Taylor's privately held company. Don Taylor is the former CEO of Arizona Mining and COO, founder of the Taylor deposit. Arizona Mining has just recently been purchased by South 32 Minerals, for a great win for all the shareholders there. Don is a proven mine finder, and we're very happy to be picking up him as an advisor for us. He's going to be directing the exploration for us. Again, looking for copper and zinc in Virginia, a very underexplored territory. It's a bit of a difficult spot to work. There's a lot of soil development, very little outcrop. But Don has been working in this area since the 90s. He's developed a large database of geophysics and stream sediment surveys that's going to really help us to see through that soil cover. And Don's been chewing on this one for a couple of decades here. He's eager to get drilling and make a discovery down here in Virginia.
So my next question is, what makes these projects unique when you compare it to other copper and zinc projects in North America?
Well, I think for us, the two things about us that are different from other companies, I think we're looking for that big hit. This is a discovery play or a discovery story. That's how we think we add value as a company. Essentially, is to make that discovery, and the way we go about doing that is by having a very small, very tightly run company. There's only 2 full-time employees in this company. Everybody else is part-time or on contract, and to get really quality advisors and quality people directing the exploration in some really quality plays. Obviously, Don Taylor, a brand name guy helping us in Virginia, and the other big name for us is Dr. David Broughton. He's directing our exploration in Nunavut on the Aston, for both the copper and zinc up in Aston Bay. For people who don't know Dave, he's a former VPX of Ivanhoe Minerals, founder of Kamoa-Kakula, Flat Reef, these giant plays in Africa. To be honest, couldn't have a better geologist directing exploration for sediment-hosted copper and zinc, which is what we're looking for up in Nunavut.
And what's your background? I mean, do you have experience in exploring in both Canada and also in the U.S.?
Sure. I'm a geologist. I was previously worked, was involved with a discovery team with the Almaden boys, discovery in Ixtaka. I was the geo on the drill for that one, and that was a great play, a great discovery, and it's a great feeling, let me tell you, when you see that core coming out of the core barrel. I want to get that feeling again. Oh yeah, we love that. After that, I worked for 5 years as chief geologist for North America for Antofagasta Minerals. They're a big Chilean copper mining company, and in that capacity, it was a great experience for me. I got to essentially go around and see all the copper plays in North America, from down south, in Mexico, right up through to actually the Aston Bay Property in Nunavut. That was the furthest north we went.
So from what you can tell me, what are some of the company's value catalysts moving into 2019?
Well, the value really right now, we just finished drilling up on Somerset Island, and we drilled both copper and zinc targets. Again, directed by Dave Broughton. The idea up there, we have a very significant geophysical and geologic database, and like I say, clear mineralization at the surface. The trick, though, is to figure out where those hidden deposits might be, and really that is what that was the strategy for our targeting this summer. The idea is to figure out what's the signature of the copper and the zinc, in the subsurface, and then once you figure out what that signature is, drill those signatures, try to find some more, and then eventually to prove that up, to get some size, and eventually find something that, for us, we're not miners. What we want to do is sell these things off down the road, give it to somebody who can take it to that next stage phase. And so that's what we've been doing up in Nunavut. Those results will be coming out hopefully October. It's been quite a tough year for the labs this year, apparently. Everybody's complaining. But then, of course, going forward now with these Virginia projects, we think we can be up and running and drilling and getting some results from some of these targets, in the immediate future. We'll be working on private lands down there. That makes the exploration very easy. You don't have any permitting problems. You essentially get in there and start working, drilling, whatever you need to do right off the bat. And so for us, that's fantastic. Time is money, and the quicker you can get out there and make those discoveries, the better it is for all of us.
And where can our audience go and find more information about Aston Bay?
AstonBayHoldings.com.
My name is Robert Kraft, and I'm coming to you live on SNNLive, and we're at the 8th Annual Precious Metals Summit in Beaver Creek, Colorado. With me again has been Thomas Ullrich from Aston Bay, publicly traded company, two symbols for you, BAY on the TSX Venture and ATBHF in the U.S. Thomas, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you very much.